when the gods granted King Midas one wish. He wished that everything he touched would turn to gold. King Midas was delighted. Trees, rocks, buildings, all gold. But soon he found in horror that his food turned into gold as well. When he hugged his daughter to soothe his pain, he realized his mistake too late. The richest man in existence was starving, heartbroken, and alone. Humanity got a similar wish granted when we learned how to turn brown stinky goo into magic. Plastic. It's cheap, sterile, and it's convenient. This wonder of technology has gotten a little out of hand. Plastic has saturated the environment. It's invading the food that we eat, and it's making its way into our bodies.
For most of our history, humans used the stuff around us to build the things that we needed. But all that changed roughly 100 years ago with the invention of plastic. Plastic is made from something known as polymers, which are basically long repeating molecules. And it's no surprise that so much of the stuff around us are nowadays built from plastic. Synthetic polymers show some extraordinary qualities. They're extremely lightweight, durable, can be molded into almost anything. They can be easily and cheaply mass produced, and the raw materials to build them are present everywhere. And thus, the golden age of plastics began. Today, it seems like almost everything around us is at least partly made out of plastic. Unfortunately, plastic doesn't just disappear. It takes between 500 and 1000 years for plastic to naturally decompose. Yet, it seems like we all decided to use plastic to make things that are meant to be thrown away. Masks, electronics, pens. Since this discovery, almost 8.3 billion metric tons of plastic has been produced. So what do we do with all this waste? 9% of it is recycled, 12% of it is burnt, but 79% of it still exists around us. And most of it ends up in the oceans. Almost 8 million tons of plastic a year. With that much, the amount of plastic in the ocean will outweigh the amount of fish by the year 2050. And that's the reality.
While the amount of plastic we produce might seem tragic, there's an even more widespread invisible form of plastic, microplastic. Microplastic are pieces smaller than 5 millimeters. Some of them are used in cosmetics and toothpaste, but most result in floating waste that is constantly exposed to UV radiation. 51 trillion such particles float in the ocean, where there are even more easily swallowed by all kinds of marine life. This has raised certain concerns among scientists, especially about the health risks from the chemicals that are added to plastic. It would be pretty bad if microplastics are toxic, because they travel up the food chain. Zooplankton eat microplastic. Small fish eat zooplankton. So do oysters, crabs, and other predatory fish. And they all end up on our plate. Microplastics have been found in honey, sea salt, beer, tap water, and even in our household dust. 8 out of 10 babies and nearly all adults have measurable amounts of phthalates, a common plastic additive in their bodies, and 93% of people have BPA in their urine. There is little science about this so far, and right now it is inconclusive. We need a lot more research before panic is justified. But it is safe to say that a lot of things have happened that we did not plan for, and we have lost control over the production of our plastic.
But just to make sure, we should simply ban plastic, right? Unfortunately, it's much more complicated than that. Plastic pollution is not the only environmental challenge we are facing today. Some of the substitutes we can use for plastics have much higher environmental impact in other ways. Plastic also helps solve problems that we don't have very good answers for at the moment. Globally, 1/3 of all food that produced is never eaten and it's up rotting away on landfills, where it produces methane. The best way of preventing food from spoiling and avoiding unnecessary waste is still plastic packaging. It's also important to note where vast majority of the world's plastic pollution is coming from right now. 90% of all plastic waste entering from the ocean through rivers come from just 10 rivers in Asia and Africa. Countries like China, India, Algeria or Indonesia industrialized at a very impressive pace in the last few decades, transforming lives of billions of people. This development was so fast that the garbage disposal infrastructure could not keep up with collecting and recycling all new waste spot. The bottom line is, as long as we don't address plastic pollution from global perspective, we will not be able to solve it. Plastic pollution is a complicated problem. We found a magic material and we really had a good time with it. But we need to be careful or just like Midas, we'll end up in a world that we did not wish for.